Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me right now is Jens Glaso. He is the founder and CEO of SPENN Technology. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you, SPENN on NASDAQ Copenhagen and SPNNF on the OTCQX. And SPENN Technology will be presenting at our upcoming investor conference, the Planet MicroCap Showcase, happening April 25 through 27, 2023 here in Las Vegas. And for more information to see that presentation, please go to planetmicrocapshowcase.com. And with that, Jens, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Absolutely. Just getting geared up, that's for sure. So Jens, this is the first time doing an interview together and learning about SPENN Technology. So can you give our audience a quick overview and history of the company?
Well, it's a company that was established in 2015. It came or saw its birth due to being able to utilize the blockchain technology. We are a digital mobile banking account structure, meaning that particularly working in markets where people doesn't have the same ability as me and you in terms of getting access to financial services. So we decided to deep dive into this technology, and by utilizing this technology, we have actually been able to solve one of the biggest issues within financial inclusion. So to maybe make it a little bit more simple to understand, most of the people who's doing this, I assume, is familiar with Venmo or even PayPal. So in many ways, it's the same as Venmo, but for the developing world, meaning that in markets where the people don't have a bank account. So it's pretty much all about financial inclusion, ensuring that we are capable of uniting the people who is unbanked, underbanked, and banked, and making one big hub for everyone where they can come in and where they can send and receive money to each other, where they can simply where we can offer them all the services that you typically would have in your mobile banking solution.
Absolutely. So Jens, what would you say makes SPENN Technology unique and different? Your product offering unique and different compared to some of your peers out there?
Well, it's of course a very short answer to this is we are coming into a market where people today are used to paying maybe up to 30% of their monthly salary only to disperse money, which is, in my view, ridiculous. And the fact is that people living in the poorest countries in the world are the ones paying the highest fees on financial transactions. What we are coming in and doing, since we have this technology and since we are providing a solution to the bank where we also are solving their problem, because typically a bank, when they are operating in a market where only 20 to 30% has a bank account, where do they get access to capital? Now they need to borrow the money somewhere else, typically outside the country. Could be Norway, could be US, could be World Bank, all these kind of institutions, which is there. And instead of them doing that, now we can come in with a tool where we are a tech provider to them, where they can allow everyone to come on board to their platform. And through that, they will also get access to capital. So the bank pays us. Therefore, we are providing a cost-free service in return to the users, which is quite unique. On top of that, and the reason why we're capable of doing that is because we're utilizing the blockchain in the way we're doing it.
Absolutely. And then, Jens, what's your background? Prior to founding SPENN Technology, what were you up to?
I used to be in the financial industry, so I'm financial background. I started off as a stockbroker in the early days, did that until 2005 or so. And then I was a managing director for a financial advisory company and did that for quite some years. And then I jumped off that roller coaster and started off a peer-to-peer lending company, which we actually built to become one of the biggest players globally within the sector. Listed it and sold it a few years later at a 1.3 billion valuation. And and then I was kind of retired when I was in the early 40s and found out that I needed to do something and started to deep dive into this blockchain technology. Kind of followed it since start, but still. And there you go. Started to dig into this problem. Started to see what it means for the typically the developing world. How difficult it is actually to you can only imagine yourself. I mean, imagine if you have to go to your bank every time you're going to pay your bill, or you're going to pay your mobile bill, or you're going to pay your water bill, or you're going to transfer money to your girlfriend, whoever. How complicated life would be. So this is pretty much what we're doing, simplifying people's lives through this system.
For sure. All right, Jens, and my final question for you here today, from what you can tell us, What would you say are some of the company's value drivers now for the rest of 2023?
Well, you know, value driver for the people is the fact that we are coming in with a solution where we actually are touching upon their self-esteem and their dignity. But if you think it or think of it from a investment perspective, we have an extremely growth. We had 800% growth last year. We have a couple of million users on our platform now. We are seeing through the activities that we are doing in our markets that we probably will touch around 12-15 million at least next year. We have already done an agreement in Nigeria where we are doing all the disbursement in terms of social intervention, which is quite interesting. So already there's 10 million people. We have a few acquisitions that we have done, which is performing extremely well. And of course, on top of that, seeing a strong growth on our own business in terms of people signing up, onboarding, which really comes through the interoperability that we have recently made possible onto our system. So all in all, coming in with a tool now, we're seeing a critical mass, we have a proper product and seeing the adoption from the people. And after all, for the people who know, mobile money is quite popular in these markets. Now we can come in, we can really disrupt these kind of products, because that is very expensive products. Again, SPENN is cost-free, so you come on board where you can then utilize whatever we have. You can pay your bills, you can borrow money, you can get your salary paid to SPENN, you can use it as a payment method. There is a Stripe solution, a payment solution for companies doing online services, etc. So it's literally a fully fledged system for people in their everyday life, and also businesses that wanted to reach out to these people.
So Jens, with that, where can our audience go and find more information on SPENN Technology?
You can find a lot of information about us on spenn.com and also on investor.spenn.com. And we have our own channel on YouTube. We have social media channels for all our markets, individual ones. So you will find us on the SPENN Tanzania, Rwanda, Zambia, and so forth. Just Google SPENN, you find it.
Very good. And for those that may just be listening, not watching, it's I'm looking at Jen's shirt. It's SPENN.com. That's the different spelling.
That's the one.
Very good. Well, Jen, thanks so much for joining me today, man. Really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. Travel safe. And I guess I'll see you in a few hours, right?
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you. Bye-bye.
Perfect. Bye.